Hello everybody, it's Niklas and welcome to this new video on Blender. And in this video we are going to see how to create bevels in Blender. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like the content, a lot of graphic content, a lot of content also about 3D modeling. First link on the description, the complete course Blender is available, so if you want to learn Blender step by step with the course structure starting from scratch, this course is perfect. It is on the first link on the description, a lot of hours of trainings video to perfectly master this software for 3D modeling. So let's start with the bevel. So it is very interesting. You have multiple ways to create bevel, but we are going to see the bevels in the edit mode. And first I will go on add mesh and I will select this cube and I will edit the cube on this area and I will change the value for 8. Maybe I will put 6 here, and I will put 8 on the y-axis, and on the z-axis, for example, I will put 4. And after, I need to enter in the edit mode. So I can switch to the edit mode just here. And when you switch to the edit mode, you have access to the bevels tools. And you need to select where you want to apply the bevel. So for example, the first thing you can do is to apply, it can be on a vertex, it can be on the edge, or it can be on a face. If I select a face and I select this face first and I go on these tools, I can use directly bevels. And after to select bevels, I can work like that and create my bevels on these directions. And because I selected the face, it will apply on the different edges. If you want to edit, you need to go on the options, and after you will have multiple ways to work with your bevels on this area. But first, before to see that, I will apply more in detail, so I will come back here and I will select the edge mode. And after to select the edge mode, we will select this edge. And the first thing to do is to click on this element and you can drag and move to start your bevel. After to place your bevels, you go on the left just here and you have different ways to use. You can apply only for vertices first or only for edges. If you apply for edges, you have different options and different modes. So if you select the offset mode, you can just work first with the width of your bevels and how you will work with the shape. So it means you can work here and work here, and this will have influence depending on the number of segments. If you want to add rounded corners, you just need to increase the number of segments here, like for example in this case let's apply 48, and after you can change little the shape more on these directions if you need, or more on these directions, dragging and move the shape on the left or on the right. So this is something that you can do. If after you change the mode, you can use also the white mode, just like that. It's little the same way, but you will have little different bevels. You can change for deep also. You can work with percentage. Percentage can be interesting because if you want to perfectly have a percentage inside an edge, it can be useful. And then you have absolute. But something important to understand is because we have a cut here and a cut here, I can increase my bevels with the wide. And let's just go left click and you can validate your bevel just like this. If I select my object mode, I will obtain this render. So this is why it is useful. So now if I come back to my edit mode and I decide to create a cut, I can click here, loop cut, and I can add a cut here, maybe a cut here, another one here, and another one here. And after to add a cut, if I want to add the bevels here, the bevel can be only from this cut to this cut, for the simple reason that we have created a cut. So if I select this edge now and I use one more time the bevel tools, I can drag and move here, and the maximum will be from this edge to this edge at the maximum, as you can see. So for example, I can drag and move, and if I apply this value, after I can work with the number of segments just here, and I can change the shape just on this direction. Let's do something like this, validate, and I created another type of bevel. So the bevel will depend of your number of cut, just like that. So this is why it is important to understand the number of subdivision. Now if I go on add mesh and I will select one more time a cube just here, and I will scale on the x-axis, I will press S on the y-axis, just like this, and I just want to apply my bevel on this face. I will use the edit mode and I will select this face, and after to select this face I will use the bevel options, and as you can see you can start your bevel here. If you want to add rounded corner, you can change the type on this area, and I can increase the number of segments if I need, but if the render is not really good, you can just change the shape, and I can do more something like this, dragging and moving the shapes on the right. And now I can press left click and I can come back to my object mode and create this render. You can also apply the bevel in any type of shape. So if I go on add mesh, I can use, for example, a cylinder, and if I click on the cylinder I can increase my number of vertices just here first, and after I will go in my edit mode. If I want to select, I can apply this face on this face just here. So I can use the face selection and I can click on this face. And one more time, if I want to apply the bevels, I can also click here and I can drag and move one more times. And after to drag and move, just like this, I go on the options, bevels, and after to go on the options, I can work with the wide, just like this first, the number of segments if I need, and change the shape value just here. So something that I will do, it's maybe to dragging and moving a little bit more and just create something like this. And after I can go on my, I can validate with one left click and go in the object mode. So this is how you can add bevels in the edit mode in Blender. We are going to stop here for this video. If you like, subscribe to this YouTube channel. We are going to make a series of videos of Blender. First link on the description, the complete course Blender is available. So if you want to learn Blender step by step with the course structures, this course will be perfect. It is on the first link on the description. You will see the models, the session, what you will be able to learn, a lot of hours of training content, hours and hours of training content to perfectly master Blender from scratch, to create your 3D models, to create your object, to create your realistic environment, and so much more. For our next video, see you. Ciao, ciao.